Okay guys, this is megaphoenix 07, and what I've got here is the makings of a power filter that's going to sit inside of my 20-gallon aquarium that I've been setting up. And a lot of y'all have been following along with this, and so here's all I did. I got this little part from my roommate. He bought a salad at I believe it was Kroger or somewhere. You can get these anywhere. And they come in all different basic shapes and sizes, and I saw this one. I thought, hey, that would be perfect. So basically this is going to be the body of my filter. Now the problem with this top is it's clear, but fortunately the bottom is all black. Now the reason I say that is the bacteria that's used to break down ammonia and nitrates don't really care to be in the sunlight. Okay, and if you've seen my hood, you know that it puts off a pretty good amount of light, and the bacteria probably would not care too much to have all that light on them. So what I did was I flip it upside down, and I have my intake here, and this is my outtake. Alright, now the intake was made with a regular soda bottle. Alright, I'm going to show you what I did. I took this, I basically just cut the top off. Now that part of the bottle is not going to be used anymore, but what I do is kind of trim it down some more. You know, you don't want this to take up a whole lot of room inside your filter. You want to maximize your spaces, so to speak. So basically just trim it down, and I basically, where the neck starts, where it swells out from the neck, I usually try to trim it down to about right there. And of course I probably need a better pair of scissors, but that's alright. And I just do it like that. Now that's all I need. Okay, I'm going to take the top off if I can. Now hold on to your top. You're not through with this. In fact, you will be using this through the entire make of your filter if you do it this way. Alright, now to make these holes, and you'll notice I got them nice and circular. Basically what I did was I got some sockets, some old sockets of mine, and I have a heat gun, and I heated them up real good, and I pressed it down, and I had to work it and melted the holes through. Okay, now this lip right here on this is basically what I sized my socket to. That way I could screw these threads in. Okay, now I took some silicone and wrapped it all the way around underneath these threads right in here. Basically it's not to keep it from leaking. Okay, this whole thing is going to be underwater, so I don't really care if it leaks. Okay, but mainly what I want it for, and you'll see it here, is gluing this part to the body. Okay, and that's important, and I'll show you why here in a minute. Okay, one thing, when you run your bead around and you screw it in there, it's going to be loose. So what you want to do is, that's where you're going to take your top and you're going to screw it on. Okay, and you want to get it, you know, pretty tight. Okay, that's pulling everything up, and that silicone will form, holding it right where you want it. Okay, and let it set for about 24 hours. Hold on to your cap. You're not going to be through with this cap. Okay, and I will show you why in just a few minutes. Alright, so now I got that set up. Now for my pump, and this is a little statue pump. Okay, used for, you know, little bitty statues and fountains and stuff like that. And this one will pump right around 160 gallons per hour. Okay, that's just a little old pump. I don't need a whole lot. This is only a 20-gallon tank, and I'm only going to be keeping some guppies in it. Okay, now this particular, I haven't finished all my parts on here, but right here I'm going to cut, and I'll show you my prototype. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to cut just a little slot in here for this cord so everything will shut down. Okay, in fact, let me go ahead and bring the prototype. And the reason I call it my prototype is because this is what I'd use to test to make sure that this thing was going to actually work and pump like it's supposed to. So basically this will sit right in here. My cord's going to come out right there, and this groove is going to come over like that. Okay, now I'm going to silicone over here to keep as much water. I want most of my water to come here, and here's why. Because every filter needs two basic types of filtration. There are three. Okay, you have your mechanical, your chemical, and your biological. Me, I don't really care about chemical filtration. Unless I'm running medicines or something in my tank, I don't really care about chemical filtration. But the biological, which is going to be these little scrubbies right here, which cost about $1 for a pack of 6. And I'm going to use more than what I got showing here. I'm just using this to give you an example, let you see kind of what's going to happen. This is going to provide my biological filtration. Okay, these perfect little things right there costing $1, about $1.06, depending on where you get it. Now, when I get through, I'm going to, like I said, silicone around here, but I'm also going to seal around the edge. And that way, all my water is going to come in through here. Okay. Of course, these ridges right here form a pretty good seal by themselves. All right. But now, this right here is what I'm going to use for my mechanical filtration. Okay. This is where all the water is going to pass through here. So any debris, feces, whatever, is going to get stuck on this. Okay. Now that means that this is going to have to be cleaned periodically, and that is why I did this part. Okay. Remember when I told you keep your cap? You're going to need this. Okay. Now there's two ways you can prep your cap. This one I'm going to show you, I cut completely off. I took a Dremel and I used a bit, and I cut the top completely off of the top. Okay, so it's completely open. Now this one was actually designed for a sponge filter that I decided to use on this, and this is the one I tested and it worked perfect. But you can see, or I hope you can see, that I only drilled 4 little holes in there. Okay, well, fairly sized holes for the size cap I'm using. Alright, now whether you do it like this or you drill it like this, what you want to do is you're going to take your cap and you're going to take your sponge and you're going to twist and twist and push it down and twist, and this cap is going to eventually start cutting into your foam. Now when you get it even about like that, then you can pull this off, peel that out right there, and it's going to leave you a little hole. Take your silicone around the edges of your cap and you stick it in there. Alright, now that's going to have to sit for 24 hours. Okay, give that silicone time to set. And now what you've got is you need to change your sponge. You just take it off, turn the pump off, take this, clean it out in your water change. You know, you want to change this and you want to clean this out, rinse it out in your used tank water. You don't want to use fresh water or fresh tap water to do it. Okay, then when you get done, just screw it back on, turn it back on, you're good to go. Alright, so basically what's going to happen, I've got my sponges. This is my output for the pump. It's going to fit right on there. And this is going to close down. Now, what's going to happen, the water is going to be drawn in because the pump is going to pull the water out of this, out of the main body, force it out through here and into the tank. Well, the water being displaced out of here is going to be replenished through your mechanical filtering right here. Okay, so as it's coming in, the pump is going through those scrubbies, getting good and clean with the bacteria that's growing on colony that's growing on them. There's my biological filtration, and then comes straight out. Now, how this works is basically how the design of the pump was built. And as you can see, it fits pretty tight. But these pumps will only take water from the bottom of the pump. Okay, so the water coming in from the top is going to be forced to go through these, and it's going to sit around through these, and then eventually come under here and get sucked up and taken out. Okay, that's how this filter is going to operate. Now, what I'm planning on doing is, this is my output right here, and you see the elbow. This is going to go just under the rim. Another section of tubing is going to go across the whole length of the tank to the other end of the tank, and come across as a spray bar to shoot all the water back towards the filter again. Okay, so all in all, a very cheap little filter to make. The most expensive part was this little pump, and that probably cost around $19, maybe $20. The scrubbies, like I said, $1, $1.06, depending on where you get it. This tube, I believe, cost maybe $5, and that was a big old whole roll of it. Okay, this cost was pretty much negligible, because if you buy it yourself, you're getting lunch. So I mean, you're eating. So I mean, that really can't be counted as a cost. And these filters, I mean these sponges here, cost at Petco probably around $2.49, and the drink $1.38. So I mean, you're not really talking about a big cost. I would not recommend this for a larger tank. Okay, this is a small tank filter, basically. But it was a fun little build, and as soon as I get it set up in the tank, I will be showing how this thing runs and let y'all see it. And thanks for watching, and leave some comments, let me know what you think about it, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks a lot.